Alright, you guys. Behind the scenes, as always. Where's my... make sure my do not disturb is on. How do I get there? You go. It's not clicking.
Mama.
Oh, crud.
Mama.
My things. Oh, there it go. Look, you don't have to be quiet. And you have to turn your tablet down. Okay? Hey, Johnny. Johnny on here, the guy from last week. Let me see if they can see it good. Turn that tablet down. You can look at it, but you can't listen to it, okay? You turned it up. No. 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 Sorry. I think we too far down. Too far.
You already turned you on your own?
Huh?
Or you on your own page?
Yeah, my personal page. Yeah. Kinsley, don't start. Gotta bring the child to work. I'll be 5 by now. Good thing it's only 1 day a week. Oh, somebody you know in there, Bryant Williams.
Oh yeah, one of my classmates. So Brian.
I feel like my pink a little bit. I ain't gonna wipe it. We just be a little smoky.
Cypress, Texas. The audio and all other media materials aired on this broadcast station does not necessarily reflect the opinion of the management of Rhema Word Broadcasting, Rhema Gospel Radio Incorporated, KOER LP-FM, its affiliates, and or the staff and volunteers of these entities. Please direct all correspondence to the appropriate company's website and or business address. Crazy and Christian Lunch Hour. During this hour, we'll discuss everyday topics that drive you crazy in laughter and frustration, all while remaining Christian. Now, here's your show host, Holly Jones.
Happy Monday, everyone. And as always, welcome to Crazy and Christian. And I am your host, Holly Jones. I want to be your midday morning Monday motivation. Unfortunately, this week we will not have my weekly co-host, Miss Destiny Odom, with us today. As I told y'all last week, she had a family death, so she's not going to be in this week as well. Keep her lifted in y'all prayers. Hopefully she'll be able to be back with us next week with her Please Pass the Salt ministry and scripture. With that being said, I have a guest co-host today, Mr. Chris Ferris. He is my featured Miracle on a Monday. So y'all hear it up for Mr. Chris. Say what's up.
Hey guys, how are you?
Today on the show, I invited Miss, do you want me to call you just
Chase.
Chris? Oh, Lord, why do I keep saying Chris? Chase.
Yes.
Please forgive me.
You right?
I really about that's why I look at my notes.
I got you.
Jesus. Take the wheel.
No problem.
And I have you tagged in there, so it's Chase, y'all. Please, please forgive me for that. But yes, okay, I have Chase here with me. And the reason why I invited Chase on the show is because he was referred to me through a church member of mine,
Yes.
Sister Freeman, for child safety kits and for life insurance.
Right.
And so I figure, last month we had No Excuse November. This month I don't really have a theme, but it is the end of the year. And when I look back over the year, there are a lot of people that we started the year out with, but we're not ending the year with them. And I figure, you know what, I need to bring Chase on here so that way he can let people know the importance of life insurance, why we need it, what's the difference between whole life, what's the, the pros and cons of term life, why our community have a stigma behind preparation for death. We really don't even like to talk about death. Just basically to bring him on here, give him a little, give y'all a backdrop of his, personal life. He's a family man, a Christian man, and he just really wants to look out for our community. So Chase, can you introduce yourself, give us a little background, your wife, your kids, all that good stuff, and then just let us know how you got into wanting to help people with dealing with death in the family.
Sure. Thanks again, Holly, for the opportunity. My name is Chase Ferris. I am an insurance agent. In addition to that, I'm also a realtor by trade as well, but I do help families, people, individuals in the areas of insurance. Just give you a background, I am married and have a blended family of 6. We are growing and just blessed by God to be able to, raise our children together. Just for me, as far as the insurance, I basically, the reason why this is a passion, especially now, is because I unfortunately dealt with a death in my family a couple of years ago and lost my grandfather. My grandfather passed away. I had many individual accolades in life, and he was a veteran in World War II. A lot of other things he did, and passed away with nothing. There was no insurance in place. There was no protection or no means of support.
The government don't really care about their veterans like they say they do.
Nothing at all. He came. It was a guy I never forget. I was there helping my grandmother take care of some things, and the guy basically came in as representative of the military, brought my granddad a flag and a plaque, and that was it. None of that helped with his expenses, so we had to come together and raise money and borrow from savings and this, that, and the other just to get him in the ground, and didn't even take care of the tombstone. So that was one of the things that stuck with me and still does to this day. So it's a passion just to help, because our community, we don't value it. We don't educate our children or our children's children about it. And then when they pass, the burden is left on the remaining loved ones to GoFundMe page or raise money at the church, sell fish plates, things of that nature.
What you have brought to my attention when you went to visit with me and my husband at home is the price of Jordans. They're $200, right, everybody?
Gosh.
If you want to get the fresh ones out the box, about $200. Okay, so if you put your child in life insurance right now, at least under the age of 18, you can give them life insurance for a full year. A full year for one pair of Jordans, one pair of Air Max. I mean, really, when you really think about it, because from 18 and under, insurance is cheap.
Yes.
I mean, it's like bottom dollar, like $10 a month.
Yep.
If that's something, in some companies. So think about it. Okay, if I get my income tax with some of y'all, we gonna keep it real, getting about 8 G's
Yep.
a year, depending on how many kids you got. Take out $200 from that, $300 from that, and have the life insurance paid up for a full year. You don't even have to worry about it again until the following year. And if something happens within that year, you covered. Your child is covered.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking at, and then the reason why I say this is because my mom did it for me. She started my insurance when I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. I kid you guys not. I paid $120 a year. $120 a year. And she did this prior to me getting sick. So that means they cannot take that from me.
Correct.
Now that I'm an adult and I have an illness, it's like slim to none for me to get some decent insurance
Right.
without paying
A lot.
a lot of money.
Right.
So my thing is, you don't know what's going to happen to your children in the future. Because I got diagnosed at 19. So you don't know what's going to happen to your children in the future. While they're healthy now and young, and while insurance is cheap for them now, get it now. So that way when they become an adult and something happens and they're not able to get insurance, the insurance that you started for them is in place and it cannot be taken away.
Correct. And they'll thank you for that down the road.
Oh yeah, I love my mama.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
it.
you.
It's proactive. Just being proactive and doing that. Something that most parents, especially in that particular generation, don't do. And like you mentioned earlier, we don't like talking about death, especially in our community. We don't like
Right.
talking about, the inevitable. But at the end of the day, it's a part of life. And we have to prepare and just have that knowledge. And, just to go biblical, the Bible says my people perish for lack of knowledge, not lack of wisdom. But we don't have that. We don't choose to do that just because our parents didn't talk about it, or there are our parents didn't talk about it. But at the end of the day, that burden is left on a child or a grandchild or a spouse, worst case. And what do? Your life has to change drastically just because there was no preparation. So we just, my job and passion is to get that out to my people and the people abroad as much as possible, because at the end of the day, you're protecting your life, you're protecting your assets, you're protecting your family, and what greater way to show love to your spouse, your children, and just preparing things so that way, if the inevitable happens, then they're prepared and you're prepared, and there's no burden left on anyone. There's no grudge. There's no bitterness. Oh,
Right, and then there's no. I hate to say this, but our people will fight because they'll be like, well, I paid for the tombstone.
Yep.
I paid for the plot.
Yep.
I pay, and then if you get that one family member that did the tombstone, did the plot and everything, you better not say nothing.
Yes.
Because they did it all.
It alleviates all of that.
It really does.
It really does. So you put you in a position to where we're not struggling or trying to beg and borrow and ask people to do this. The most embarrassing thing I've seen today, and it's so popular, is a GoFundMe. It is so, and it's so much to that, and you don't even get all the money. It's a tax taken out of it when it's raised. A lot of people do it, and they're not sincere with it. Some people do it just because they bust their toe. They want to do a GoFundMe, and it's like, come on, people. Like, just have your stuff in order.
I want to go on a trip, so can you GoFund me on
the trip? Just have your stuff in order. That's all it's about. Doing all things in decency and order. That's it. And it's our job to make sure that as parents, as either married or single, making sure your affairs are in order. Just to protect yourself from the inevitable. It's gonna happen.
And to protect your children.
Exactly.
They're already in so much disbelief.
Sure.
And grief and everything, and they have to focus their mindset from that to money problems.
Exactly.
Like and not just have your life insurance in place, have your will in place.
Yes.
Because you will get people that say, oh, well, she said this or he said that. That's not how this is supposed to go. And if you don't have nothing in place, everything is free reign. Like, people can get it, change it, do whatever they want to do with it. And I just wanted to, bring Chase on here so that way, oh, there goes Sister Freeman. So that way, we can have it in our community, just like make it a part of life.
Sure.
Make it a part. Make it, your everyday thing. But like I kind of feel like, they commercials, set it and forget it. Get your insurance.
Right.
Get your income tax or yearly bonus or whatever you get. Just pay it up front.
And be done with it.
And they'll send you a bill again the following year. Pay it. Be done. And
you mentioned the expenses of it. As you mentioned, the expense of it is very, very inexpensive. For adults, it could be as little as $1 a day. Think about all the money we spend on Starbucks or fast food or anything that's not healthy to us. You could put aside $1 a day to protect your life, your children, and just think of this. Would you rather do that and put that $1 aside a day, or would you rather spend upwards of $15,000 to take care of a funeral? Which one would you prefer? It's very simple and easy.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, literally.
So with that being said, you guys, please give us a call at 346-314-4119. That's 314-4119. If you have any questions, thoughts, or comments about the importance of life insurance, or if you want to make any statement on why our community, consider material things better, over the importance of life insurance. So we're going to take a quick break. Y'all give us a call. Just had me up here calling you Chris, Lord Jesus.
What's that?
So you just had me up here calling you Chris, Lord Jesus.
I didn't want to stop and say, oh, I didn't want to. No, I was like, I should get it.
And I literally wrote it in my notes. No, you don't need to be on no stairs. Maybe one Monday, she won't be with me. Oh, no. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Hey, I think that was DeMarcus. Yep. I'm messing up everybody's name today. Hey, Twin. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Mika. Doing my roll call now. Hey, Shadeshla. Johnny. So when we come back, we can still talk about the importance, or we can go into whole versus life, because a lot of people get
Sure.
confused with that.
Okay.
We still got a little time.
Whatever you
Yeah.
prefer, so I can elaborate on.
Huh?
I'm glad you took a break though, because you was breathing.
Yes. So what do you think? Think you gonna come back?
Excellent. It's a good platform because, I mean, like I said, we talked about today, a lot of us don't. I went to her house last night and lady was just like, oh, I don't need it. I mean, I got to do my job. I'm like, lady.
See, you need to bring that
And then
up.
you're single parents. What frustrates me, I know I shouldn't get personal in it because it's a passion I do. Single parents that have no spouse, that have anyone else to step in place.
Right.
If they were to pass away or have anything happen, their children are left with what? And they're minors.
Yeah.
So what's a minor going to do if their parent passed away to take care of any business? And it happens.
And they don't even really think about it until the end, until they older. Then they think, oh, okay, I need to go on and get some insurance. Then they gotta go ahead and jump on
And you know what?
AARP.
That is. I hope you bring that up because you say, think about when they get older. When you get older, you're more likely to be uninsurable because you've gotten older, your health has gotten worse, you may be overweight, you may be in habits, maybe
high blood pressure.
all of that, especially in our
They
community.
take all that into consideration.
That is something definitely I hope you bring up because we get older, we get diabetes, and we get all kind of issues. Cancer comes into place. 1 in 2 men get cancer. 1 in 3 women get cancer. It's like you got to consider all those factors before you say, I'll do it when I'm 40, 50, 60.
Think we should come back? All right. And we are back, you guys, with Mr. Chase Ferris. He is a Renaissance man. He does real estate, he does life insurance, he's a family man. He's also a musician.
Correct.
Let me throw that in there.
Correct.
And so, but today he's on here speaking about the importance of having life insurance because it is the end of the year. And as I stated earlier, a lot of people we started January with that we are not ending December with going into the new year.
Yes.
So I just really wanted him to come on here and bring the word about it and how important it is. And during the break, if you're not on social media with me, we were discussing how a lot of people want to wait until they're older to get the insurance. I think, oh, it's not that important right now. I want to live forever. I'm going to be healthy forever. And that's not necessarily true. And what you fail to realize is that you might be uninsurable if you wait too long.
Correct.
Off something as simple as diabetes.
Yes.
And high blood pressure.
Yes.
So give us a little more info on that.
Well, just with that, Holly, we put it off things. We procrastinate and say, oh, I'm young. This, that, or the other doesn't run in my family. Oh, I'm good. I'm healthy. I don't have any issues from what we can see. But here's the thing: as we get older in life, and we get closer to our 40s, going into our 50s and beyond, our health changes. It's human nature. It's going to happen. And then for most of us in our community, our health habits aren't the best. Our diet isn't the best as what it should be. Our exercise and things of that nature are not in place. So inevitably, you're going to have some things that happen to where it affects your health, like diabetes that comes up, high blood pressure, those things come up, and as you get older, you get to a point where you can be uninsurable, which means that you won't even be able to get a policy in place to protect your family. So then what do? Whereas if you had taken the time and been proactive 10, 15 years earlier and got everything in position to protect yourself, then number one, your insurance rate will be lower because you're younger and healthier. And then number two, you would be, most importantly, insurable to where you can have things in place and you don't lose that protection. As you mentioned, your mom said a few years back, you're not going to lose that. It's already there. And decades later, it's still in place. So no one can take that from you. So that's the importance of it, and taking that initiative to get it set up, protecting yourself and health and your family. Because if you wait, it's only going to be more difficult to put in place, if at all possible.
And what I just wanted to say too, because you brought up illness, cancer, it has no age, it has no race, it does not care who you are, how old you are, how healthy you think you are.
Correct. Does not discriminate.
Cancer will come in and take. And God forbid that it takes your life and your children are left with medical bills, because them people still want their money for that chemo, for procedures that they did, everything. So why, I just can't wrap my mind around. And it's your job as a parent to take care of your children beyond the grave.
Yes.
Not just while you're here with them, but when you are gone as well. It is your you chose them. Let's just be honest. Y'all know this is a Christian show, but you chose them. You could have. It's all different ways to prevent a kid from getting him. And at the end of the day, if your child is with you, it's because you chose them. So why would you not want to protect them, not only physically but financially?
Yes. And then with that, it's just basically this, guys. Speaking of cancer, the numbers are unbelievable. As men, 1 in 2 men get cancer today. Those are the statistics, and it's frightening, but it's a fact. And 1 in 3 women actually could get cancer. And as you approach the age of 65, women, it goes to 1 in 2. So, guys, I mean, it's something that you just have to take action with. Simple. A cancer policy is something that's very inexpensive, something easy to access. As long as you don't have cancer, I mean, you can get it in place to protect yourself for something that could easily happen. And then when you do that, guys, it's not something that you have to go into debt for, because one of the leading causes in bankruptcy in this country is the cancer costs. Because you're paying out of pocket for the chemo and the treatment and the blood and the hospital stays and everything that comes with it. And before you know it, you're broke. People are living with the cancer, thank God.
Right.
But I mean, they're broke because of all the expenses. And whereas if you had a cancer policy in place, then that could be used to help supplement your income and you still live and not go broke.
Because they want to think, well, what if I never get cancer? Then I'm never going to use this money. Wait, okay, but you pay car insurance.
Yes.
What if you never get into a car wreck?
Exactly. You pay homeowners insurance. You do all these
things. What if nothing,
Yes, exactly. Just
so you're saying that's more important?
It's prioritizing. Like you mentioned, this December right now, people are spending thousands
of dollars on Christmas gifts,
Christmas shopping, and things that their kids going to put away in a few weeks, when you could take that money and invest in your child's future. Unfortunately, children pass away as well. So you have to protect your children, not just yourself, but your children as well.
Yep.
As you mentioned, children get cancer. Like, it doesn't discriminate age, race, sex, or nothing. So you guys it's just a priority. And that money we spend on Christmas and going broke, next month we come to the new year and we're in debt to start a new year. That's not the will of God. It's not. So, I mean, it's just a matter of being proactive, protecting your family, protecting yourself and your life and your health.
Okay, well, speaking on the insurance, let's go into the differences between work insurance, whole insurance, and life insurance.
Perfect. So with work, I'll touch on that first. I worked in corporate America for over 11 years, in banking in particular. And having work insurance, having life insurance through your job is great. I wouldn't say great. It's good to have while you're there. You are paying for it. In most cases, the rates are somewhat higher than what it would be if you have a member-owned policy. So we consider the policies or the insurance you have through your employer, that's company owned. You don't own that insurance. You're paying for it. It could be used if need be while you're still there. If you leave that company, if you get terminated, if anything happens, if the status is changed to that company, that is as good as gone. Like you don't own it. You cannot take it with you. I know that from experience. I'm a witness to that because when I left the company and went into real estate and got an insurance, everything I had paid for all those years in insurance was gone. I have nothing to show for that because I didn't own it. Whereas when you get a policy in your own individually, for instance, through us, then it's owned. No one could take that from you. Like Holly, the one your mom had for you, no one could take that from you. Employee status change, company status change doesn't make a difference. You own that policy. That's a huge difference because people change jobs almost as much as they change cars. So what do you do with your insurance that you paid into for years?
It's not like it rolls over.
Nothing like that.
Or you get the money back that you paid in.
Nothing at all. Zero.
It's gone.
Zero. I left with nothing from all the years of me paying that life insurance. It went down the drain. So it's important to have your own policy. People say, I got to do my job and all that. Is that job guaranteed for you tomorrow? Is that company guaranteed to be in business on tomorrow?
It might go bankrupt.
You never know. Protect yourself. Your company's protected. They're good. Protect yourself. And then to touch on the difference between whole and term. So whole is literally that. I make the term of whole as simple as possible. Whole life. For your whole life, you want to have yourself protected. So that way, if you live, I have a grandmother who's 96. If she got a policy back in her 19th or 20th year of living, she still has it in place for her whole life, hence the term whole. Whereas term, it is for a specific term, whether it be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, what have you. Guys, people are living longer these days. What if you get a 10-year term and in the next 10 years you're still living, most likely, but your health has changed? So after that term, you got to go back in, go through a bunch of health questions and get back reapproved and things of that nature. And what if you're in a position to where you didn't? Again, touching on your situation, Holly, what if that was a term that your mother set up and your health changed after you were 19 and 20 and you weren't able to get anything insured? So it's important to get that whole life in place to protect you for your whole life.
And the rate does not change.
Rate doesn't change.
If you start early enough and get it won't, like I said, my mom started this back in the 90s.
Right.
And my rate is still the same.
Correct.
I pay $120 a year.
Yep.
And of course they're, trying to, hey, you want to increase, but it's like, for right now, I'm good. If I choose to later on, then of course my rate will change. But for right now, it's a good rate. I mean, it's literally $10 a month.
Yeah, and we spend that a day.
Yeah.
You can go spend that at Starbucks.
Yeah.
For one drink.
Exactly.
So it's just a matter of priority. We people buy what they want, but they had to be sold on what they need. People buy what they want, but they had to be sold on what they need. So this is a need. This is a priority. We shouldn't have to sell you on. I shouldn't have to sell you on what you need, because like you mentioned Jordans, and there's not a bigger Jordan fanatic in this city than me. But you don't have to sell me on Jordans. You just got to show me which ones are out. But you don't have to. You have to sell people on what they need, and that's the unfortunate part of this. But once you see the importance of it and you see the priority needed, then it's just a matter of taking action.
Okay, well, thank you for that that information and the breakdown of it. We are going to get ready to take a break, and I would love for any of my social media or anybody out there on the road listening in, tuning in, to give us a call at 346-314-4119. That's 346-314-4119. If you have any questions, thoughts, or comments about the importance of life insurance, please call in and talk with Mr. Chase Ferris. We'll be right back.
Listen to me if you
Why are you not eating your grapes? Hey, Sister Jones, huh? But no, I was just saying hi to her.
So what we gonna do? You gonna do one more segment, and after that, your Christmas.
I think that's what we did last time, wasn't it?
You got a lot of time there still.
I know. Usually it goes by so fast.
You know, you need to It's okay.
Yeah.
This is important.
Huh? Yeah. Is there anything else that you can think of that you got a
Just,
call, I think.
just to give my
Oh, you can
information
give your
out.
information out, yeah.
Let them know how easy and accessible I am and how easy it is to get the information to them. Just as easy as I came out to you guys. Bless you.
But I would like for you to come back
Bless you.
in January because we need to start the year out.
Most definitely. Most definitely. All right, you cute. You want to be happy?
Well, then be happy.
You are happy. And you're pretty too.
Go over there and sit down. Give her a coloring book. She got everything over here from peppermints, her tablet, grapes, Cheetos. She got everything. Oh, okay. Hey you guys, and we are back with Mr. Chase Ferris, as you all guys know, I Oxcade Miracles on a Monday, and he is here talking to us about the importance of life insurance, and we have a caller. So caller, can you call in and tell us your name? Hi Sister Freeman, how are you doing? I'm doing awesome. I have your friend here, Mr. Chase Ferris, who you referred me to for life insurance.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Right. Correct. Great. I sure am. Income. Yeah. No problem. Thank you, Miss Freeman. Yes. Great.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Sister Freeman, for calling in. She is a proud member of Ellis Memorial Church of God in Christ with me, and we want to thank you for calling in and letting us know how you feel about life insurance. And I'm happy that you're happy with your policy. So thank you for calling in, and keep watching us, okay? And tuning in. You too. That's another topic that we need to discuss: the pre-burial for people who are uninsurable. What can they do?
So I give you the pros and cons of pre-burial. So with pre-burial, it's you're able to pay basically based on your financial situation, and you pay on it until it's paid in full. Basically, it gives you flexibility. Unfortunately, the con to would be if you were to pass away prior to it being paid in full.
Yeah.
The funeral home is not going to honor. They're going to basically honor whatever you paid. So if you paid 25 or 50% of the total cost, that's the 25% funeral you're going to get. If it's not enough to, like again, funerals cost today are upwards of $15,000. If you paid $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 up to your 15, and you pass away at 4, you're either going to leave that burden to your children again, or you're going to have a $4,000 funeral, which that wouldn't give you much of anything. So that's the con to a prepaid, type of situation with that. It gives you flexibility, but what happens if you were to pass away prior to it being paid in full? That's the only thing. As opposed to you having a policy in place, it goes in effect once it's approved, and you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Chase, while we're on here, can you just very quickly, well, not quickly, slowly, lengthy, to where they can catch on to your contact info? I know we've been talking so long, we haven't even thrown that out there. So could you please give them your information and give it to them twice?
Yes, most definitely. Again, my name is Chase Ferris. I'm available at 832-692-3799. That is my direct line. You can call me, text me at any time. If you are a preferred emailer and you want to email me, my email is my first and last name, Chase Ferris. Ferris is Farris 93@gmail.com. That's chaseferris93@gmail.com. But again, my direct line is 832-692-3799. You can call or text me at any time.
And y'all, I'm telling you, this guy is on point. If you think it's gonna be over your head, if it's too much for you to understand, he will sit there with you and break it down, because he is that passionate about protecting our community.
Yes. Yes.
Like I don't think y'all understand how serious it is out here for our people, because we are leaving this world on so many different levels. You have rare illnesses that are just popping up out of nowhere. I think the government got something to do with it, but we ain't going there. We just got stuff popping up out of nowhere. Yep. We got all kinds of different cancers coming into place.
Accidents.
We have car accidents. We have violence.
Yes.
We have just natural living, growing old. The only thing that I've learned that's uninsurable as well is I think just having a baby that's like stillborn. That's pretty much the only thing, like after your child is in, I think it's after 2 weeks after they're born, then they're insurable.
Yes.
You can insure them before they're even like 1 month old.
And here's one important piece of information that we probably don't know in our community, because we experience heart attacks the most, unfortunately. If you have a heart attack before the age of 40, you are uninsurable for the rest of your life.
That's it.
And it's a scary fact, but it's the truth. If you have a heart attack before the age of 40, you are, I hate to use the word doomed, but you're pretty much doomed in the areas of life insurance. You're out of there. There's
and if
no
you have
way.
like me, if you have an illness that's uncurable, that can only be treated, it could be lupus, it could be what I have, it could be anything like to that extent, some type of lung disease, anything. Then that's it too.
Sure.
Not saying you're not necessarily just uninsurable, but for policy, you automatically beeline to the burial policy.
Pretty much.
For what you can get.
Pretty much, and it puts you in an unfair position. Unfortunately, I know people say, "Oh man, I know people that I had a classmate that had a heart attack in 35 years old." And unfortunately, people have heart attack, strokes before the age of 40, but it puts you in a position to where you become uninsurable. That's why, again, it is important to take care of that situation, that business early in life. Get it out of the way. It is a life requirement. It's like knowing how to swim. It's pretty much a life requirement.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And like I said, he's very passionate about this. He's not trying to.
Not
even though, I was gonna say, even though this is his, this is his job, but he's really genuinely caring for the people. I mean, he's a father.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he really just, he put that in place for his family, and he just wants to make sure that everybody is educated and has it in place for their family. And like he said, he had his grandfather passed away and was done, I don't want to say done wrong, but done wrong. Like, you know, and to see that, it makes you, when it hits home, it makes you want to not, what's the word I'm looking for, rectify the situation, but for everyone else. Like, hey, I've lived through it. I've seen this. You know, like you said, you have friends, family, people that you've talked to, you know, their stories. And it's like you just want to try to prevent. You want to try to educate people and say, hey, man, look, I saw this. I don't want this to happen to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like MAD. It's like, you know, if you lost a child, you know, due to a drunk driver, you kind of get in that you're mad and you say, look, this
and I just don't understand why our community isn't more proactive, passionate about it, because it's something, like you said, it's unavoidable. It's something that has to be in place. And why, like you said, why do a GoFundMe? Why do all that when you can literally, like I said, pay less than $200 a year, depending on how old your child is.
If you want to break it down daily, it could be as little as $1 a day. If you want to break it down weekly, it could be $20 a week, depending on the family size. It could be whatever you choose to make it, however you choose to prioritize it, basically. It's just a matter of that. That's it. We can spend money on new cars every 2 years. Like you mentioned, Jordans, our wardrobe, you know, taking trips. You know, we prioritize trips every quarter due to our vacation time. Guys, this is one of the most important decisions you're going to make for your family ever. I mean, it's just that it's that important, and we put it way at the end of the list of important things in our life. And unfortunately, if something happens, we're looking to the children or the parents or whoever to take care of things, or the church. The church is not responsible for taking care of your business. You know, and we want the church to take an offering, sell fish plates, to do car washes, things of that nature. Why? It's your responsibility to keep that in place.
So if you had to rank the policies, which ones come first? Like, is whole number one?
Most definitely.
This one's number two. Like, how would you, so people can understand the level of importance?
Sure. I would most definitely, again, just piggybacking on your situation, I would most definitely recommend getting whole life protection, because, again, it is for your whole life. So that way you are in position. If anything came about, any illness came after the fact, any accidents, any injuries, any sicknesses, whatever, you are still covered. Nobody can take that from you unless you just chose to cancel it. And, you know, term would basically give you it would give you protection within that term. But, you know, things change. Things, you know, habits change, health changes. And when it expires and you have to renew it, then you may be faced with something that you can't correct or you can't change. So protect yourself for your whole life. You plan on living long. People are living longer these days. You know, like I said, I have a grandmother who's 96 years old. You know, so, I mean, if she had some in place back in decades ago, she would be fine.
And the rate doesn't change if you don't, unless you want to change it.
Unless you change some things on your end. So it's a matter of priority.
So, and then after that, of course, you know, then it's the job insurance, and then...
Job insurance is I mean, it's good to have. I think some people have that because, most people have that rather, it's because they don't have the education. They don't understand that if something happened, because like I said, I know it from educating and being in the field that I'm in, number one. And number two, I know it because I lived it. Like I mentioned, when I left Chase, where I worked for several years, I left with nothing. No insurance that I've been paying for all these years. So it's just a matter of the education. If people had that education, they would know that they don't own those benefits. It's owned through the company. And if that company went under, that company fired you. If you left, you don't leave with that.
And I just think, you know, I don't know, I guess, you know, people are afraid
talk about it.
You know, to talk about it. And I mean, but my thing is, it's like I said, set it and forget it. Do it and then go live your best life.
Exactly.
Knowing that if something does happen or will happen, you know, then everything is covered. Everything is fine. You have no stress. Yesterday, we had a guest speaker at my church, and he spoke about peace.
Yes.
There's no greater peace in knowing that your loved ones are taken care of when you're gone.
Yep.
I don't think it can get more peaceful than that.
Yep. And as a man, as a man or father, you want to make sure, number one, that's taken care of, because I mean, you know, that's your heritage, your children, you know, your wife even, but your children, you know, you want to make sure that they're not in a position to have to, you know, take care of your leftovers. You know, take care of things, put it in order, you know, do everything in order. So that way there's nothing that they have to worry about on top of the load of saying goodbye to you. They got to raise all this money and do all this stress and load, and it's just not something that we're supposed to do.
And like Sister Freeman said when she called in today, do what you can afford.
Most
You don't
definitely.
have to have $1 million policy.
Most
You don't
definitely.
have to have $100,000 policy. Do what you can afford to at least just help.
Yes.
So, Mr. Chase, what we're going to do right now is take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to have the favorite segment of the show that everyone loves, which is Are You Crazy or Are You Christian? So, we're going to take a quick break. But if you do want to call in, we're still taking calls at 346-314-4119. And we'll be right back.
Good information.
Like I said, I want you to come back in January so we can start the year out letting these people know,
Right.
hey, don't let this year get started.
Exactly. Don't let the year blow by because it does look we're in December
We're in
already.
December already.
Literally.
Oh, you're not happy. You just want to sing. Like Sister Jones said, you just want to sing. Where is the, I don't know. I don't want to mess up anything. Hey, Tasha. I was going to try to tag people, but I don't even know what I'm doing, y'all. I'm young, but I'm not internet tech savvy. I'm like, I'm on live. I'll post it later. I'll tag you in later.
Right.
You got a lot of places to go today?
I got some appointments to see probably this afternoon. We'll help some people today. It's
Change
just,
some lives.
Yeah. Some lives. As Freeman mentioned, one of the guys, she sent an actual supposed to see him today as well. I think we may have to meet another day. I talked to him earlier. It's funny she mentioned him because I just talked to him earlier this afternoon. He was on my schedule today too.
Huh? Oh, we can go back, I guess. We'll just elaborate more than usual since Destiny not here. Oh. Let me know when you're ready. And we are back, you guys, with Mr. Chase Ferris here talking to us about the importance of life insurance. But you know what? Now that we got all our serious business out the way, the Christian part, as I say, let's get ready for Are You Crazy or Are You Christian? Okay, all right. All right, Ms. Ferris, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Are you crazy or are you Christian when it comes to Christmas everything decor? It's the season and Christmas is everywhere. You got elves on the shelf. You got Santa. You got the lights. Are you crazy like the Grinch? Or are you Christian and like, oh, I enjoy everything, even the baby Jesus?
I think I'm crazy like the Grinch because I don't believe in just going overboard and just setting yourself into a frenzy and you paying for it the next month. I'm just like, look, let's just enjoy the season. Let's love with each other and be happy and let's be sensible.
I'm more 50-50. I really enjoyed the like the lights. Things like that, but when you walk in somebody's house and their house is lit up just like the outside, then that's why I'm like, okay, y'all doing the most, for real.
Just call me the Grinch.
I'm not down for Christmas everything.
Every room.
Just like when they start having Christmas in October.
Oh.
I'm like, are you serious? We can't even have Halloween and Thanksgiving? No. So I'm a bit 50-50. I'm crazy and Christian when it comes to Christmas everything. So speaking of Christmas, are you crazy or are you Christian when it comes to re-gifting
I think I'm Christian. I don't recall ever having to regift anything. I mean, I typically try to, if someone give me something, I keep it and, you know, cherish it. I value that, and I don't think I've regifted anything.
Oh, see, I'm crazy.
I don't think I've done that.
Yeah, I apologize. Well, not necessarily just re-gifted, but I probably... No, I'm not going to even say that. I was going to say I won't use it, but... I mean, but it's the truth. That's the truth. I can't lie on the show. I am a little crazy when it comes to re-gifting because... Okay, what had happened was...
Oh.
My auntie had bought me some hot pink bed sheets, y'all,
Oh, wow.
for Christmas. What am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
I'm a grown woman with some hot pink, married woman with some hot pink
Yeah.
bed sheets. And I'm like, I thank you.
Right.
We'll use it on laundry day.
Yeah.
You know? And then she had bought me like a wooden clock. And I was like, what am I going to do with a wooden clock? But hey, it was the thought that counts.
Yeah.
She thought about me. That's the Christian side. She thought about me and gave it to me. And like you said, I love it and cherish it, I guess. But the crazy side of me was like, really?
Right, really.
You could have just got me a gift card.
Let me get what I want.
And so, I've never personally re-gifted a gift, but I have recycled Christmas and happy birthday bags.
Uh-oh. Man, I think everybody does that. I
Really?
have plenty of bags set
Yeah,
aside.
yeah.
Especially nice ones.
Especially baby shower bags, because everybody having a baby.
Yep. Birthday bags.
Birthday, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna keep this bag, rip the little name tag
Yep.
off,
That's
and
it. That's it.
stick it in the drawer.
There you go.
So, trying to save a little money.
Yep.
But will you stop, Kinsley? Okay, so I'm sorry, y'all. Being a mom, are you crazy or are you Christian when it comes to New Year resolutions?
Ooh. In the past, it's been crazy because you set all these goals and expectations, and you go, so I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and like life just, it just takes over, and before you know it, we're in December.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember January like it was last night, and now we're in December going to another year.
I think it has to do with age for me. Because I started out crazy, like, oh, I'm going to do this, lose weight, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm kind of like Christian to where I'm like, what God has for me is for me.
Yep.
If I lose a pound, thank you, Jesus.
Right.
But if I gain a pound, thank you, Jesus, because that cookie was good. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm more Christian now when it comes to New Year resolutions. I don't necessarily make them. I just embrace what comes my way,
Right.
if that makes any
Yep.
sense. Now, speaking of embracing, you're going to laugh at this one. Are you crazy or are you Christian when it comes to your brothers going bald?
Oh my gosh. Wow, you would
We
ask me that
spoke
question.
about this
Oh my
at the
gosh.
at the meeting that we had in my home.
Holly, I am 1,000% crazy about that.
Do you let them know?
Hey, look, I'm 36 now. I turned 36 last month. I didn't come into my 30s with hair. And it's still, as you can see, 6 years later or 7 years later, it's still a kind of a sensitive topic for me. So I'm 1,000% crazy because, look, man, me personally, I had a problem trying to embrace it. I kept getting haircuts, trying to cover up and trying to keep it thin, and just trying to. I even thought about going to the hair club man thing and
Yeah.
went and check that out. And I was like, nah. So it's definitely
You know they
crazy.
got weaves for y'all
They
now.
got weaves. They got all kind of wigs and all kind of hair, and I've looked at those too. I ain't gonna lie to you. So it's crazy all the way for me with that.
So you go ahead and let them know. I had a guest on here a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "Are you crazy or Christian when it comes to letting females know about their makeup?" And they was like, Christian, don't say a word. Don't say, talking about a woman makeup, hair, nails. You just don't do it. But see, men, y'all tease each other all the time about going bald.
Hey, bro, let it go.
Be like, let it go,
Let it
bro.
go, bro.
So
Stop getting
y'all
haircuts.
crazy. Y'all don't try to be nice at all.
Nope. Let it go. Don't walk around with that bozo, that George Jefferson. Don't let it go. Stop trying to keep trying to put the line in, drawing the line. Cut that out, man. Just go on and get you a razor. I'll buy you one. Just go on and take care of business.
Well, I was going to ask you, are you crazy or Christian about carolers, but you did say you was the Grinch and you didn't want to do Christmas. So we already pretty much know that you're going to be like, get off my porch, like
Yeah.
Martin, get the step in peace and gone to the carolers, so we pretty much know. I'm kind of Christian. I like it.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I like the carolers.
Okay.
But we are living in Texas.
Yes.
How do you feel about being crazy or Christian to Texas winter weather? Because technically, you'll find somebody with hoodie on, shorts, and flip-flops, and you be like,
Yeah.
that's Texas.
Yeah, it is. And it's, you almost want to tell them, like, you know, make your mind up. But at the end of the day, they can take their hoodie off.
Exactly.
About 5 o'clock, it's going to be hot again.
Because, you know, like, at 8 in the morning, it's 40 degrees.
Yes.
Then by 2 p.m., it's 80.
Right.
Then by 6, it'll drop down to the 50s. You know, it's like...
Yeah. You have your heat on in the mornings, and then you have your AC on in the evenings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that.
It's like, if you go to anybody that live in Texas, if you go to their trunk, they got rain boots, umbrella, a hoodie. They got flip-flops. And, you know, my husband always go, you got so much stuff in this car. But I have to be prepared for this Texas weather.
That's right.
So, I'm a bit crazy. I'm going to rock out to it. I'm gonna let them have their hoodie. I'm going to let them have their shorts and flip-flops. Let them figure out what they want to do.
Yep. Most definitely. I say crazy as well.
So my last crazy or Christian is, how do you feel about themed Christmases? Because I am crazy. I love it. You know, we already do traditional Thanksgiving dinner with the turkey, ham, dress, all that. So when Christmas comes, I want like a Mexican Christmas, Italian Christmas. You know, I like to theme it out. A barbecue.
I personally do the same. In fact, I just talked to my wife about this. She'll probably clown me if she sees it, but I'm tired of traditional Christmas and holiday food. I said, just the other day we were talking about, I said, let's do some enchiladas or something, something different. Oh, no, you can't do it. Hey, man.
So she want to be Christian.
I'm tired of dressing and ham and everything else and cranberry sauce. Hey, just get some barbecue, get some wings, get some Mexican food or something.
Something different. That's how we are in our family. Christmas is different.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm all the way with you on that one.
Yeah. So, well, you know what? I just thought of another one. Are you going to be crazy or Christian when it comes to New Year's? You going to be in the church house or you going to be at the club? Be honest. You on that?
No, I was raised, it's probably a handful of years in my entire life that I wasn't in somebody's watch service. That's just all I know. So I most definitely plan to be in church.
Because you got them crazy Christians out there that's going to turn up and they be like, I'll see y'all next Sunday.
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely plan to be in church.
Well, Mr. Chase Ferris, I said the name correctly.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming on the show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching on social media. Tune in next Monday from 12 to 1 o'clock for Crazy and Christian, and you will be back, right?
Yes, most definitely.
All right, see you guys later. We're done.
That went by fast.
I told you. We done. Because you were cold. You was too busy over here.
Thanks for listening
Oh.
to Crazy and Christian. We pray that this show inspires and encourages you to
Are you
embrace
happy?
the craziness of life while maintaining a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. We can be contacted via email at crazyandchristian@gmail.com. That's KRAZYN Christian@gmail.com. Or on our Facebook page, Crazy and Christian.
Don't
Be
cover
sure
your
to join
face
us
up.
next
You look
week for
covering your
another
face.
crazy
Huh?
You covering her face up. Okay, I'm not taking a picture, Casey. Casey, I'm through. She said she ain't here. Okay, let me go over here.
I'm getting choked. Oh, do I need to keep this on?
Well, you don't
okay.
really have to if you don't want to, but if you take one like this, and then you can take it off now.
Okay.
Take one with y'all taking it.
Photo shoot. Give everybody your info.
Actually, photo balling y'all, man. Bad. Okay.
You still on there? Give everybody your info right here.
Oh, yes. So, guys, you can call me today or anytime you're free. 832-692-3799. Chase Ferris is the name. Again, the number 832-692-3799. Call me today.
No excuse to end the year without life insurance, you guys. I see y'all back again next Monday at 12.